Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and of course, drop a comment down below. One, goes a massive way to helping out the channel, and two, I really do love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to kind of encouraging me to continue with this sometimes. So and plus, as I say, it does really help out small channels such as myself. Anywho, enough rabbiting on about that. This week we are on issue number 82 of Combat Patrol, so we are really getting into the kind of the end stages of this magazine, and we have part two of our Lord on Juggernaut for the World Eaters faction, our final faction for this Combat Patrol magazine, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So obviously there are a few bits and pieces. Obviously you had the first sprue last week. This week you've got the second sprue and the base, and yeah, he's a pretty big guy, he's pretty tough, he's pretty nifty. And yeah, there are some optional bits and pieces to use if you really wanted to. So you could have different heads for the Juggernaut itself, different weapons, so you don't necessarily have to go with that chainsword. In all honesty, I kind of prefer the axe. I think the axe looks far better in my personal opinion. But yeah, you can have a bit of a play around with it. It's entirely up to you, really. So, you know, whatever they say, ignore it if you want to. Anyway, enough rabbiting on about that. Obviously, this week we are going to go straight into it. We've already had our build guide last week, so we have our paint guide. So if you follow the build guide to the letter, you will have 3 sub-assemblies. So you'll have the Juggernaut itself, you'll have your Chaos Lord, and you'll have his left leg. So, which makes it look a little bit weird, but there is a very good reason for that. So when you're putting it all together, obviously you're going to have these little pinch points where the leg kind of fits in and kind of sticks to the body to stop him from moving around and being really loose on there or anything like that. Which is the exact reason why building it up that way works very easy for painting it, because then you can get into all the little nooks and crannies without some big Chaos Lord being in your way. Anyway, painting him up is fairly straightforward. So if you're going to go follow the guide, then you're going to have a very easy time. In all honesty, you can go very slightly how the Eldari are painted up. So you can go with just your reds and go and travel that way with it if you wanted to. Use your Nuln Oil, everything like that. In all honesty, Baratnar Burgundy works very well. If you can, get yourself some of the Khorne Red to go with it as well, because the Khorne Red obviously is a better shade of red, so it works very nicely over the armour of things like the Juggernaut and World Eaters and everything like that. So you get to have a bit of a play around with that. Yeah, but otherwise the paint guide is, yeah, I can't knock it. It's a very decent paint guide. Yeah, you'll have good fun with it. Other than that, obviously basing your mini is very important. So if you have any spare parts from like the Astra Militarum, for instance, or your regular Space Marines, or any of the other factions that you may want to include on there, include them. Definitely worth it. Or buy yourself some of their skulls. You can get the Citadel skulls, they tend to be a bit expensive, or you can get third-party pieces from like Green Stuff World and stuff like that, or any, if you have a friend who 3D prints stuff, they might be able to print you some bits and pieces off that you can use for base decoration to make the base look better than that, in all honesty. Now, when you're kind of going through it, you're going to have something that looks like a little bit like that. I think it looks pretty decent. Obviously, I would just go with Khorne Red over the Juggernaut itself. Brings the colour up a bit better and makes him look a bit more, a bit fresh and everything like that. So yeah, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, I can't knock it. Does exactly what it needs to do, looks exactly how it needs to look. Yeah, it's a pretty decent job, so why not? Anywho, moving on from there, we get about a bit of lore to do with our World Eaters as well. So, Butchers and Berserkers. Few match the sheer bloody tenacity of the World Eaters, who are drawn not to victory but to carnage. Only endless war and death will keep them satiated, and they do not care for any course other than brutal slaughter. In the service of their dark god, no conduct is too depraved, and no act of barbarism is too extreme. Of all those in service of the blood god, the troops of the World Eaters are some of the most feared. Shorn of the nobility as a former imperial legion, they are now reduced to degenerate barbarians, desperate for bloodshed and carnage. Their shattered minds come alive only with the intensity of combat, feeding them for perhaps a few seconds with enough adrenaline that they feel fully whole once more, if only for a few seconds. Their quest is endless, and for never shall they find fulfillment and peace, nor shall they ever collect enough skulls for their Dark Lord's skull throne. So, as you can tell, skulls are a very, very important feature within the good old World Eaters. So, yeah, decorating your bases with some skulls is actually pretty cool and pretty nifty. And, yeah, you can do stuff like that. So, not bad at all. Carrying on with the lore behind our good old World Eaters here. The blessings of the Blood God. To those who follow Khorne, much is given. In exchange for loyal service and triumph in the Blood God's name, his followers are given great gifts. Some may be blessed with enhanced strength and resilience. The truly exceptional may even ascend to demonhood, becoming Khorne's immortal servants forevermore. The World Eaters are followers of Khorne. He goes by many names, but his principal titles are the Blood God and the Lord of Rage. His followers are driven to honour such a master appropriately and indulge in great violence and destruction in his name. As they are in constant competition for their master's attention, the World Eaters have ended up as groups of fractured war bands, warring amongst each other as often as they face external enemies. So, as per usual with Chaos is never kind of wholly united, and they do tend to rub each other the wrong way, really. And that's even the same with just the followers of Khorne. They will rub each other the wrong way, they will fight each other, and they will, do all that type of stuff. So they're not, coherent in a lot of their ways, but they're all looking to become the next demon, or get kind of lifted to demonhood in the service of whichever dark deity they follow and everything like that. So there are many demon kin. So these are ones that have been blessed with certain strengths, infernal forces, and much, much more that may have warped them with demonic parts and demonic pieces and stuff like that. So, for instance, they may have demonic arms and kind of be merging that way and all that type of stuff. They do make some engines that are perfect for slaughter, which are generally kind of infused with a demon inside it and all that type of stuff. So yeah, kind of eternally lashed to a metallic prison in many ways. And they like to use the Juggernauts, which are physical manifestations of Khorne's undying hatred and fury. Their chief emotion is rage, and they display little sign of intelligence, demonstrating mostly aggression and anger. Which, the same for most of Khorne's followers and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Khorne is one of the Chaos Gods that I must admit I kind of like, just because it's very, very fighty and there's no real subterfuge involved in it. It's just literally, it wants to smash up stuff, and that is it. So it's a very kind of straightforward Chaos God. Moving on from there, we have a little bit of fiction, all to do with Relic. So this is all to do with one of the tech priests of the good old Mechanicum. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. I must admit, I've not read this bit, but you've got a little bit of interesting stuff all to do with Mechanicum, Necrons involved in the imagery as well, so, and the, yeah, which is always really good fun. And obviously, finding relic tech is all, you know, generally can have a bit of a link to the good old Necrons, who we haven't had with this magazine, but with Imperial magazine they were the main bad guy with that one, and yeah, they were really cool. I must admit, I've still got a load of them that I need to paint, but I did actually really enjoy painting some of the ones that I did paint, so yeah, they're good. Anyway, moving on from there, we have a new scenario. So this scenario, you are literally just using your Lord on Juggernaut, and yeah, it's all to do with taking skulls. So using your Lord on Juggernaut to essentially kill as many as possible. So you have different stages. So you are going to literally use all of that and then work your way through the stages as you go. So the battle will never end. So you are looking at going up against stage 1, 5 neophyte hybrids, stage 2, 2 aberrants, stage 3 will be a magus and 2 aberrants, then stage 4, 5 Acadian shock troops, then the Acadian command squad, then for number 6 Infernus Marines, 3 of those guys, then number 7 2 Terminators, and then stage 8 will be your captain in Terminator armor. So the idea with it is keep going as much as possible and hopefully not losing, and then you have a nice skull tally as well, so you can tally all your skulls as you go around with it. So if you only get 0 to 5, it's quite humiliating, and khorne is not going to be impressed with you. Definitely not going to be raised up to demonhood that way. If you're going up to 24 though, you're going to definitely gain khorne's favour. So just saying, pretty cool stuff. And yeah, I say among the more interesting of the Chaos Gods, in my opinion. Anyway, moving on from there, we're going to carry on obviously getting our good old Chaos boys here. So we get Jackals, which are the fairly squishy troops for the World Eaters. So they're more humanistic. They are generally very lightly armoured, but some of them carry some big powerful weaponry, and yeah, that'll be pretty good. So we get 10 of those guys over the course of 2 issues. So we'll get a sprue with issue 83, and then we'll get the bases and a sprue with 84, and then away we go. Then we're only going to have a few issues left to collect, which will give us our other bits and pieces, including that good old Forge Fiend, which will be really cool, and yeah, should be good fun. Anyway, that is enough from me. If you've been able to hear the sound of a circular saw in the background, that's because my neighbour's decided to be yeah, a pain in the backside. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and Spearhead magazine will be tomorrow morning, and yeah, we'll carry on with that one. Happy days. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.